Well, hey there, it's Dave, your wave guide, with another exciting physics video for you budding ultrasound technologists out there. Well, so far we've talked about what sound is and what it looks like, but here's a question for you. What happens when two waves meet? We call that superposition. Now, when waves meet each other, they don't block each other, they actually add together. So, in the case of longitudinal waves, if they're both pushing, they add together. Boom! We call that constructive interference. If one's pushing and the other one's pulling, we call that destructive interference, and they can cancel each other out. Well, it turns out you've actually seen this before. Okay, one example, think of the multiple colors in an oil slick. That is caused by light waves interfering with each other, some constructively and others destructively. Toss a couple of rocks into a pond, and as the waves interact with each other, you'll get these interesting patterns. Again, constructive and destructive interference. Third example, and this is a fabulous one, music. So maybe you've been in a music hall or listening to a performance and you heard a note, but somehow it sounded richer or fuller. So this comes about because of harmonics. In fact, you can actually hear notes that aren't being played because as the different waves from the different instruments combine together, they constructively and destructively interfere with each other. I sing in a choir, and one of the tests for how we're singing and how the acoustics are where we're singing is even though the basses and tenors are singing one note and the sopranos and altos are singing a note an octave above that, you can hear a third or even fourth harmonic up above that. And if you use a spectrum analyzer, an audio spectrum analyzer, you can totally show it. And it turns out that in ultrasound, wave interference, constructive, destructive interference, it's all over the place, all right? They can shape the beam, they can affect the resolution, and they can also create these interesting shadows or bright areas that they call artifacts. So it's a big deal in ultrasound, right? So now you know when someone says, oh, that's just interference, it's part of ultrasound, you'll know exactly what they're talking about. So relax, you can do this.